I don't see Larry present tonight, so we'll skip that item. We'll go to item number 5, Turkey Creek Lake Development.
Good evening. My name is Eric Porter, and I am the senior partner with ComNet LLC out of Baton Rouge. We're a consultant of sorts. We do anywhere from grant writing to grant management to program management to design build, and in some cases design build and construction. When we met with the mayor and the folks of Winsboro a couple of months ago, they talked to us about some of their agenda items, and one main agenda item was Turkey Creek. What I did is got a team together that I typically do business with, and that team is an architectural firm and an engineering firm that are specialties in creating the type of project that Turkey Creek is conceptually perceived to be, which is a water recreation type park facility. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to tell you the concept that we came up with. Even though this is not actual or scientifically done, is the money that we put into it to generate a study from a concept standpoint. So that's basically what this is. It's a concept. Now, our objective is to present to the council this particular concept. And if the concept is acceptable, we can pursue it more scientifically going forward. So what I want to do right now is present my other two partners, the architectural firm. We got Jonathan O'Rears and Pat Owens with Bokert. And I want them to introduce themselves, and we'll go through the portion of the project or the presentation that they need to present.
Remote will work for me. Technical difficulties. As Eric said, my name is Jonathan O'Rear. I'm a vice president with Perez, a full-service architectural firm based in New Orleans. We've been around for 70 years and have been associated with some of the best-known economic development projects in the state, including the 1984 World's Fair in New Orleans. We were the prime architect for that project. We were the prime architect on the Harrah's Land-Based Casino when that came to New Orleans. We also were responsible for the first 3 phases of the Convention Center in New Orleans, the Lafayette Cajun Dome, Natchitoches Event Center. And from a land planning perspective, in the brochure that was delivered to you last week, you saw cut sheets on the Baton Rouge Central Business District economic development and riverfront study, the Inner Harbor Navigational Canal Linear Park, the Parks and Recreation planning for the Port Allen riverfront redevelopment, and we're currently working on St. Charles Avenue, reimagining one of the most important streets in the state from the river bend to the downtown area of New Orleans. And so from an architectural and landscape planning, land planning perspective, we think Perez is well suited for this type of project.
I'm Pat Owens. I'm an assistant vice president with Volkert. And Volkert, we are a full service engineering firm, multidisciplinary, established in 1925 in New Orleans. We've been in business for over 85 years. This project, because it has a very heavy civil component, is why Eric came to us. Volkert has offices in 11 states and over 20 offices, and we have done an enormous number of marina facilities, which this project will have. It also has some very unique floodplain study requirements that have to be cleared through a number of federal agencies. We have a lot of experience in doing that as well. Right now, we're also an employee-owned company, so we're not some mega giant international enterprise. We're a firm that is owned by its employees. Our recent projects, we have several big ones that are heavy civil in nature, although the I-10 and I-12 design-build projects are highway projects. There's a large emphasis in those projects with drainage and those sorts of things. We've also recently done some CDBG projects in Plaquemines Parish as part of the Katrina recovery effort. We also do program management. The one we have right now in Baton Rouge is with the school board there, and we've also recently done a very extensive floodplain study in East Ascension Parish. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that because we are a full-service firm, we have the resources to undertake a project of this magnitude, and it is a pretty significant project.
With our company, what we do is we take particular projects, federal and state projects, and we merge them together. Again, when the mayor told us about the project, what we do from a consultant standpoint is put the right people in place to make a reality out of it. What we do is we provide loans and grants, assistance, again, program management, grant management, and then we identify matching funds sources with our clients' needs. We also obtain federal funding for Head Start schools, churches, single and multifamily housing. We have developed projects using these funding for a road home project, SBA loans, homes, tax credits, and community development, the block grants. With this particular project, it's going to consist of a lot of federal grants, whether it be the U.S. Department of Commerce, the Louisiana Department of Economic and Development, USDA funding, the EPA type funding. It's a lot of study monies, and it's going to be a real good project enriched with a lot of resources and help. It also going to have some private development funding from a developer standpoint. For example, if you're going to have a project like this, and it's going to be a resort type facilities, it's going to have cabins, RV parks, things of that nature. We'll get into that when we go through the presentation. But from a financing or a funding standpoint, we would help you all to come up with the funding to actually do the grant. Also, we do agency liaison help, where we have folks talking to folks from anywhere from Washington, D.C. to Baton Rouge. So from a funding standpoint, that's our responsibility. So we're going to go into the presentation right now. It won't take too much longer. We passed out to the City Council a conceptual book. Do y'all have it in front of you? I think it's about 6 or 7. I think it's one more extra one back there. And it tells who we are and the projects that we've created, and it also can tell you about this project.